Well, the new sci-fi series Motherland, Fort Salem imagines an alternative universe where witches use their powers to protect their country. And serving as commander-in-chief is none other than the Queen, Sheryl Lee Ralph. Watch this.
Attacks like this are military matters, by rule of law.
And you too are bound by rule of law to the will of the American people who have elected me to represent their interests and protect them. Don't you forget it, or you may find yourself reminded.
And we have got the one and only Sheryl Lee Ralph with us now. Hey, lady.
Oh, my dear. So good to see you. How are you?
I'm well. You, oh my gosh, you do quarantining well. You look great. How are you?
You know something? Believe it or not, I'm doing pretty well. The first couple of weeks, it was very difficult. My uncle, who was 93 years old, contracted the virus. And 2 weeks ago, he was in the hospital on a Wednesday, intubated on a Thursday, and passed on a Friday. Oh. And it became very real for me that Corona had the strength and the power to just eliminate people quickly. Just remember that grief is love with no place to go, and it will find its way. And we're all we have to carry on.
Yeah, well, very well said. And speaking of carrying on, you know, a lot of folks are home trying to do their best to get through this, and we are leaning on entertainment to kind of get us through this, right, and keep us from being bored. And you are a part of a great new show, Motherland, which I love so much. Tell us what it's about.
This show is about sisterhood. This show is about having your voice, owning your voice. There's a line in the show that I'll never forget. Once you find your voice, you can't help but use it. It all takes place in a sci-fi alternative world when certain things never happened. And I am the 45th president of the United States, President Kelly Wade. And under my leadership, some things will never be the same.
I love that. I love the girl power in this.
Oh, it's all about the women. The witches of Salem make a deal way back in the day that if the gentry stop killing them, they will use their powers to protect the new nation. You know, it's a different world when women are in leadership.
Did you base your character on anyone that we know in politics? Maybe
Girl,
Obama.
I love you. I love you. When I got the role and I got to set, I said to Elliot, please just call me Michelle, President Michelle Wade. And he said, Sheryl, we want to name you President Michelle Wade so badly, but it might be too on the nose for what we really want.
So I have to ask you, because I've only seen the first 2 episodes. Is your character a witch?
I won't say anything, but I will say that there are definitely powers right there. When you see that flag being stitched, that's the bellwether stitch. Do you ever notice the profile that comes up? It's a Black woman.
Yes, I did notice that.
There you go. It's the founding strength of the nation.
Let me go to your social media. What do you hope people take away from what you've been sharing on social media? Because you've been reading your book. You've been just having fun.
I figured that if I was hurting, there were a lot of other people that were really hurting. So what could I do to make all of us feel better? And my social media audience, they were building me up, and somebody said, read your book to us, please. Just read your book. And I was like, okay. And they're like, thank you for the lesson. And I'm really very happy with that.
I love that. And your book, you mentioned your book, isn't that about to come out on audiobook for people to purchase?
Yes, we're going to do that because everybody's like, we got to have the audio version.
So let's talk about another project you're working on, Harlem's Kitchen. What's this about?
So there I was. I had left LA, flown to New York, and we were in pre-production on this brand new ABC pilot that's got the fire and the intrigue of a scandal. It's got the cast of a Grey's Anatomy or grouped around a family, and it's got every bit of Oh, yes. Oh, that people love to watch.
I know a lot of times you can't talk much about new projects. What can you tell us about who you play?
Let's just say that there is a scene where I'm sitting in church trying to bury dead secrets, and somebody wants to cry about it. I just love when I leap out of my pew and all you see are hands around somebody's throat. You don't get to cry. If I'm not crying, you don't get to cry. Don't shed a tear. Get your mask, girl.
I need that. Listen,
Get your mask.
you can catch Motherland Fort Salem Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on Freeform, and you can also catch up on Hulu. Sheryl Lee Ralph, thank you. I want my mask.
I'm going to make sure you get it, girl, and wear it. Wash those hands, people. Stay at home if you can.